She's the brains behind this outfit.
Okay, so we're gonna divide you guys into 3 groups. Online people will throw you into one of the groups. And what you'll do is we'll rotate you through pediatric cardiac arrest and ventilation, and then Kyle's gonna do a session on the continuing ed hours and getting those done. Once we do the rotation of the sims, and everyone will come back here, online people, you'll be here. And we'll do a streamed OB simulation. That'll be on there so everyone can see it. How do we want to divide the groups?
So we're going 3 groups here.
Yep.
So Corolla will lead one group with peds cardiac arrest. Randomly gonna pick. Oh, Vicky, do you feel like leading a group?
Oh, she'd be awesome.
Okay, so you're gonna do cardiac arrest, and then we'll leave one here.
Yep, and I'll take the one in here.
Okay, perfect,
So-
cool. So,
So here's how we want to split them up. We want to split into, so like I don't want all the EMR students in one group by themselves. So I want you guys to split up a little bit as far as our advanced. We don't have a lot of advanced folks in person, but advanced EMTs and then EMR students, you guys kind of split between the 2. Okay. Like you guys from the same service split in half. Well, 2, 1, 3 other. And then kind of like that. It's the hardest part of the day. We got to try to get these groups as even as we can. So how many people we got in the room here? 25 or something?
So is it the goal to do
24,
services together and then meld in some of our new EMRs and,
Well, I think we're gonna just kind of, because I think this is our largest group so we're gonna split those 2
sorry, guys.
and split that group. And then we're gonna put in some of our students because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7-ish, 8 students. So we kind of want you guys to split up into 3 groups.
there's
so-
26, so or 25.
25. So we need 8, 8, and 9.
So let's do the first group. We'll do Corolla. Do you have a fire truck yours?
I do not.
So first group, we'll do.
So let's do 4 EMR students. So 1, 2. Michelle, you can go with this group. 2, 3, 4. Dale and Chad, you want to go with that group? How many is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. Gary, you want to go in that group? And then let's put. You want to go in that group? Yeah, okay. And then the next group's going to go with Vicky, and Terry also is going to be helping with that with the sim. So let's do Bernal and Wayne, Dave, go with that group. 2 of you guys, however you split it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Belda, why don't you go with that group? And Lynn, you want to go with that group? That work? I think that'll do the trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh boy. I think we worked this out. All right. So what we're going to do in our group is, I think that online people, just hang tight. Okay. We'll get with you. All right, so how we're gonna do it online, you guys are gonna stay with us. And we're gonna walk through, this might be a review for some folks, but we're gonna walk through how to record your hours on the EMS portal. Yes. Yeah, that's, so why don't we do this? Well, you can have a break. Because you're in advance. Yeah. Just have a break. Unless you want to learn how to do this. Yeah, there you go. I like that. I like that idea. You can help others so they don't call me. So you're going to go into, let me share my screen here. So where you're going to go is to the South Dakota EMS, ems.sd.gov, this one right here. This is how you're going to get into that dashboard system. It's where your continuing education is logged and all that good stuff. So if you know how to do this, just bear with us. I'll show you some things in here that maybe you didn't know, maybe you do. So you click on that, and this is what you see. Okay, you always look for this red e-licensing portal right here. You click on that. And again, folks online, if you are advanced, this is not what you would do. Just bear with us through this portion if you're advanced. Or if you're on a service where you have some folks that maybe struggle a little bit here, you know, take note to this and help them. So this is what you see. Everybody always gets to this page. They're like, I don't know where I log in. Scroll down. Type in your login info. Usually it's your first initial and your last name. And if there's somebody with the same, they'll add a 1. There's 3 of us in our state that have my same login. So I'm number 1, and I think Cody's number 2. His mom doesn't have one. So she's just a K Moser. So then you go to your password, you type in your password. Then it brings up this page right here. Okay, so this page is kind of your home page. This is how you're going to get to certain things. Okay. So what you do here is if you're looking for how many hours that you have, then you click on education. All right. And it brings up find education courses. Now you're going to try to take it down a notch and look at your courses. So now you click on my courses. This one shows all the courses that you have passed, been enrolled in, or anything like that. As you can see here, I've got a few of them in here since I last renewed. There will be this little certificate, and I'm here to tell you, do not worry about certificates anymore. You do not have to get these certificates and put them anywhere else. Just had a 20-minute conversation with somebody via text message about where their certificates are. These certificates are nothing more than to appease people who have been bothering the state for the last 4 years, and how will they get their certificates? These certificates mean absolutely zero, okay? But everybody wanted them, so they're this nice thing right here that you can look at and frame and do whatever you want with it because it has no other use. And I'm just being honest, not trying to be a jerk, but these certificates are a thing of the past. So now you can see which classes you've been in this way. You can also go to my report. My report is a little bit easier way to look at things. This one right here has all of your hours put into the appropriate categories that whoever put out the training entered in for those categories. Okay, so it says right here, I have 19 completed and I have 1 remaining. But if you also look here, I have operations, 5 is required, but I have 10.5. So this will continue to add on to those different areas. So I've got probably, just shooting from the hip here, 12, I probably got roughly 32 hours recorded in the state system here. But it still shows me I'm 1 hour short. I'm at. It's not recording it here. It's recording it over here. Okay. So I have an extra 5.5 in operations. It doesn't just put me over the edge. It keeps it in here. Okay. So those of you that are just South Dakota certified EMTs, you just have to get all these green. I'm missing a half hour in cardio, which I'll get this weekend. And I'm missing a half an hour in airway, which we'll get this weekend. So I'll be all green right here. I don't renew until next March. So a year from next month, I'll have all my hours covered. Okay. Do we have any questions on that portion? No. There's the question in the room for those of you online is, does this automatically go over to national? Man, that'd be sweet if it did. There's only one state right now that has the system that talks to national. And I heard it works like a third of the time. Don't have to, no. And we'll go onto the national website. You can if you want. They're not requiring you to do that. The reason for the certificates is, and I've gone round and round with people the last 4 years on this, is I just need my certificates. No, you don't. So this report right here, if you were to print this off, say you got audited by the NREMT, if you're a national registered EMT, if you printed this off, this would be fine for them. But if you want to go ahead and print off all of your certificates, that's also fine. If you really want to be ahead of the game, you can go ahead and print all those off and upload them. Not something that you have to do. Okay, you do not have to do that unless you get audited. So just keep that in mind. Okay, any other questions, comments on recert hours? And usually this will go back, this course completed from will go back when you have gotten your state card issued to you. So when I renewed my national, I renewed that in like December. Whenever I got the first thing that I could get it for like half price or whatever, that's when I renewed it. I didn't renew my state until I got like the 4th email that said I needed to do it. So keep that in mind as well. So when you renew your state, you need to go ahead and upload a copy of your national card and upload a copy of a current CPR card. That is what they need for the state to recognize the national certification. You don't have to do anything else in here, okay? Yep, I'll show you that in 1 second here. So this is where you're going to find your hours. You guys just keep answering each other's questions on the chat. I'm loving it. Okay. I do not have one. Can we? So has Vicky got the cardiac one?
Yeah.
Can she just ad lib through it? She's good at that.
Okay.
See if she'll just run one. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go through that. So the question in the room was, do you have to fill state and national out differently? Yes. There's also some chats online about that. So just be a little patient here as we get through these. We're gonna do the state one first, and then we're gonna do the national one, okay? So if you wanna be state certified, I believe it's 20 hours every 2 years. If you're national certified EMT, you have to get 40 hours every 2 years. It's as simple as that, okay? So now, once you go to renew, in March or whenever you guys get all your hours. Now you go up here to this applications tab. Okay, you've got all these green, everybody's happy. You hit your applications tab. And you scroll down here. South Dakota EMS EMT application, or I don't have it in my box right now, but these are two things that okay, the South Dakota EMS EMT application. I can hit apply now to that. I don't know what'll happen if I do that. So here's what you do. You go through this. You want to renew a current South Dakota EMT certification. You click that and you hit save and continue. Okay. In the next portion, I'm not going to go to it because I don't want to have a application that's open for over a year because it'll send me an email every month if I have one open. I still might get it because it looks like it is open. So once you hit save and continue there, it's gonna, let's see what happens. So you just go through this good stuff here. Make sure that's all good. Hit save and continue. Now you're about to submit part 1. This is where I'm not going to go any further. So you click today on this, enter your password, hit submit. In the next sheet here, or next page, that's where it's going to say, do you want to renew just based on your state stuff? And if that's the case, if you're green, that's all good. No issues. Green is good. If you're going to do just your national upload, you click a button and then it'll be a spot in there for you to upload your card, your national card, and then also your CPR certification, a current CPR certification. Okay. Any questions, any comments, anything on that? And the question is, yes, you have to renew both your national and your state separate. I'd suggest just doing them at the same time, and that's easy enough. Any questions on the state side? Okay. Hopefully that helped. The next thing I'm going to talk to you on the state side before we flip over to the national side is how you get yourself into a class. Okay. It's relatively easy. So what you're going to do, you're going to go back to that education side, and then you're going to find your class. Okay. Here's an initial EMR class that we just are getting done with. I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And then if I scroll down here, I'll see this spot that says register for course. Okay, that little green spot that says register for course. Then you go ahead and you click that button. Are you sure you want to register for this course? Register. Guess what? Now it shows I'm registered. Okay, all that stuff that's in there. Okay, all these forms. This can also take you to that registration application for the initial EMR or EMT. This is just one of those initial ones. Now, if you signed in for just a continuing ed course, it's just going to be you register and you're good. It's successfully registered. This is the only one that I can register for because all the other ones are that I created. Let's maybe see if I can register for something and then deregister, see if I know any of these people. They won't yell at me. So like Maynard's continuing education course here out of Kimball, you click on that. That's the one you want to get into. Hit register for course, but this is not open for registration on the portal. But you're going to click that register. It's going to take you to the spot where it says, are you sure you want to register? Hit register and you're done. You're in the course. So now if I was looking at that first one that I registered for, because I actually created that one, I can go to my courses and now I can look at this and you guys saw what I did. I registered for it, right? So if I'm in there. I needed to complete that other form and to be in there, but you can see that all these people have registered for it. We're about half done registering, but you can see all these people have registered for it. I can see that they're in there. They're enrolled in the class. Everybody's happy. Okay. And then when we get all done, your instructor will then go through, click this, and they will do that they completed it and they passed the course. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. Okay. So any questions on that, on how you log into this education? In your report. Yep, that's where it shows up in your report. Will not show up in your report until the instructor does their portion. And if you're waiting for that, give them a couple of days usually it takes. Yep. Unless you got your back against the wall on a renewal, then say, I need you to do that now. But you don't be calling like I've had some calls recently of, you didn't log my hours. I literally was still sitting in front of my computer, finishing up my class. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to till tomorrow. And if you guys know me, I'm usually pretty patient, but when I start getting pushed on stuff, if you say you haven't logged my hours, I'm going to say, well, I'll get to them next week. So just be patient. As you can see, we've got a lot of stuff that we track and that we do as instructors. So you can see these classes, I've got 81 records that I have in here that I've created. So when you look at some of this, like 88 people in this cardiac webinar, we had to add over 50 of them. So that's why it's so important for you guys to go and log into this. Because if you guys want your hours in a timely manner, you've got to be logged in, because otherwise I have to manually enter 50 of these in. That took almost 2 hours to do that. Yep, I already logged you in. Yep. So that's what we're striving for. Okay. This is the last year that I'm going to log people in. I'll help you, but it's the last year we're going to do it. This system's been going for 5 years now. It's time we put those big boy pants on, big girl pants on, and you guys can do this. It's easy. Okay. It's easy. Yes, exactly. Very good point. Once you're used to it, it's really easy. You do that first or second try. You can do it from your phones. It's easy. Okay. You hit those green buttons that say register. You got it. As far as our webinars that we're going, we will take care of March yet for people. And if we don't have it by March, you're just not going to get credit for them. It's just, we just can't take this time. This 2 hours of adding people when the system is as easy as it is. And again, not trying to be a jerk, but when we're running, like I had 7 or 8 classes open at the same time and having to log 100 people into those, that's 4 hours of time. So there's not enough hours in the day and days in the week as it is for me. And like everybody else too, everybody else is busy. But when you got to throw 2 extra hours or 3 extra hours into doing something that someone else can do, makes it extremely difficult and frustrating. So please, please, please understand this, get in here, use it, and please log in. Okay, so there's my soapbox for that. So now we're going to switch over to the national website. Okay, there's still a lot of other stuff in here that you can play around with. You're not going to hurt nothing. You can align yourself with a service in here. All good. Don't be scared of it. So now we're going to flip over to the national page. So this is what you're going to see when you go to the national page. For those of you that are EMRs, you're going to have to go over here and do this because you can't drop down just a state EMR. You have to re-register on the national website. If you are just a state EMT, you can go crack that beer right now if you're at home. You don't have to worry about this, okay? And I'm sure I'll get a message that says that happened already earlier this morning. Yep, it's a good point. You forgot to log in the state system before class last night, did it 15 minutes before class started. It still works. Yep, exactly. I've been logging people in that haven't been in as well. So if you try to log in, it says you're already registered. It's because we've been trying to do it on the fly. So easy stuff. Thanks for the input there. All right, so now getting into your national site for those of you that are national certified people. Put in your username that you created. Put in your password that you created. And then this is what you're gonna see for a dashboard. You will have two options under your current role. You will have candidate, you will have my certification. Some of you may have program director, some of you may have training officer. That's fine, but these two right here, candidate and my certification, are the ones that you're gonna see. So if you don't see program director or training officer, that's totally fine. So now you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna click on your certification. That's gonna bring up this certification dashboard, okay? I'm not due to recertify. It brings up my registry number here, level is EMT, status was recertified last year. My research cycle was 2 of 7/22 to 3/31/24. So this is that page. This is who all you're associated with. I've got some agency affiliations here. I've got my state license in here. This right here has been courses that I've added manually. You have to enter those in manually, okay? That's interesting. Somebody have you have the Zoom on? Okay. I was like, I'm hearing it. So this is that national page. Here's a very important part if you want to transfer your state hours over to your national, okay? You go in here and you click add a course. So there's what you do. So this weekend, I'm going to put mine in here because, well, I have the power. So continuing education course, this course this weekend, for those of you that are adding this into your national webpage, it's extremely easy. Here's all you do, okay? You click on this. It's going to say refresher course, national competent course. That is what we have, okay? You click on that. You click your course name. If you are an EMT, you click EMT. If you're an EMR, you click EMR. If you're an advanced, you click an advanced. If you're a paramedic, you click your paramedic. It lines in with all these, I think. So here's your EMT one. You click that. South Dakota, completion date is going to be tomorrow. Maybe it'll let me do this, maybe it won't. 20 hours. Did you teach the course? If you don't, because I'm the only one that can do that, because I the one that created it. Was an instructor present? Yes. If you want to upload your attachment, you can. Totally fine. Now you go down here. The city is the closest city to where the class was offered. It is, if this was a virtual live class or distributed education course, enter the city you were in while completing the course. So if you're in Aberdeen, you put Aberdeen. If you're in Leola, you put Leola. If you're in the Smet, you put the Smet. Lake Preston, you put Lake Preston. Just wherever you're at is where you put it in if you did it virtually. So I'm going to put in Aberdeen. The lead instructor name, you can put various, you can put live, you can put my name in there, it doesn't matter. You can put various, and that'll take it. Course description, NCC, EMT, refresher. 20 hours. All you need. Sponsor. Sponsor is going to be South Dakota EMSA District 4. Okay. That's it. Now you hit save and view transcript. Now this is the page that pops up. Okay. Here you have something that's not assigned. You have 20 hours that's unassigned right here. Click on that. I already had an NCC course in here, but here's what I can do. I can assign 3.5 hours of that to my local or state topic. If I had not had an NCC course in here from last year, if this will all pop up, you hit assign, 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 assign. It goes green, you log out, you go home, nobody cares, right? Right there, I hit assign, it assigned those that I'm missing, it went green. I hit assign, put those in that I'm missing on my individual. Now I can go back here to my dashboard. And guess what? I am done doing stuff. I've got a whole nother year left. So I've got all my national hours. So when I get my email in December, I can click renew and away I go. So it's that easy for your NCC courses. Now, if you're going to be putting in a just a continuing education course, you're gonna do this as well. You're gonna go to your transcript. Or no, you're gonna go to your add a course, sorry, add a course. Now you put your continuing education course in there. Let's put your course name in there. This is one I did the other night. Mental health for first responders. Okay, that was a state EMS office approved. Now, if you're doing some online stuff that's CAPC approved, click CAPC. Ours was this. We did this course February 8th. The course lasted 1 hour. Did you teach the course? I did. Was the instructor present? I hope so, because I taught it, right? The state, South Dakota, city is Leola, where I did this one. Lead instructor name is me. Course description. And this just, I mean, this doesn't have to be crazy. It's very hard to type standing up when it's down here. Mental health lecture for first responders. Okay. Check our chat box. Okay. Just hang tight there, Sam. I'll walk you back through that again. Okay. Sponsor is going to be South Dakota EMS District 4. Save and view transcript. So I have this mental health for first responders that's unassigned. I also have a yellow that says partially assigned. I'm full, so I can't assign it. So if I try to assign this, there's nowhere for me to put it. If you're full, you won't assign it. But now if I'm not full, I can assign it wherever I want. If I have time, if I have some time in my local or individual topic, click it in there and hit assign. For the monthly webinar that we do for AHEC, if you're putting it in the national side, whichever town you took it from. If you took it in Aberdeen, put Aberdeen. If you took it in Stratford, put it in Stratford. If you took it in Timbuktu, put it in Timbuktu. Whichever town you were closest to when you took it. Okay, we good? So now you go back to your dashboard again, and once you get those in there, these are going to turn green. So now we're going to go back to a different portion of it here. So Sam, if you want to watch this, we'll go to add a course. If you're trying to add your 20 in there, you're going to go ahead and do your refresher national competent course. Click on that. Click on our course name, EMT refresher. Click on the day that it's done. Tomorrow, 20 hours. Did you teach a course? No. Okay, you did all that. So now when you hit your save and view transcript, what did it show you? Kyle. All right. Okay, let me answer this one here first. So you says unassigned, right? If it says unassigned, click on the unassigned button. Click right here. Click where it says unassigned. Click on that and then scroll down. You see all this? Are you green on everything? You're green on this 20, this 10, and this 10, then you're good to go. Don't worry about it. If you've got everything assigned, because this is 20 up here, this is 10, this is 10. Are we good? Yep. Perfect. So then you don't have to worry about assigning it if you got it. If you're green, you're good. Green's good. So then go back out here to your dashboard, just to make sure everything's good there, Sam. And then look at your recertification CE summary. Do you have a green here, a green here, and a green here? Perfect. You're good. You're done. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. All right, Wayne, your question.
Already recertified. This today's stuff that we're doing, will this count towards our next?
Yep. It sure will. So Wayne's question in the room was, if he's already recertified, will this year's count for the next recertification cycle? The answer to that is yes. That's for state too. Yep. If you've already recertified your state, and like we talked about earlier when we were looking at our state site, is it goes by the date that you're recertified. Anything after that date, you're good to put on next time. Yep. You just can't take something from a previous cycle and move it into here. Or if you did something on February 4th, but your date in here says February 7th, you don't get credit for that. Okay. Any other questions? So if you do put stuff on your national website when your 40 hours is full and it shows unassigned and it shows red on there, that's great. That's fine. If you're green, green, and green, good. My research is in March. I need 11 hours. Can I use the remaining hours of this class for the next research? No. You have to be recertified before you can use anything from this class for the next cycle. If you've recertified before this cycle, before this class, you can use all of these hours for the next one. You can't mix and match. You have to be recertified, completely recertified to be able to use them for the next cycle. Yep. Yeah. Yep. You can use this one. Yep. Cool. Yep. You're good then you can use this one for the next research next in March of 25. Yep. You can put this one in, next year's in, or however you want to do it. Yep. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right. I think we're good. Hopefully that helped you guys a little bit online. Are we ready to switch? Perfect. All right. We're going to switch. So we're going to go ahead and switch. Ellen, if you can't remember instructors for all or for some of them, just put down who sponsored it. So if it was like AHEC that sponsored it, go ahead and put that down. If it was EMS Association, just put that down. And if we get to a point where we get audited and we have to go back and find that, we can find that for you. So does that help?
You want to mute yourself on there and stop sharing.
You don't need to fill an eval out for this one. You just fill an eval out for the whole thing when we're done. Right? Michaela's going to send it at the end of the thing.